What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me across all socials. This podcast is being brought to you by our friends at omahasteaks.com. The URL is omahasteaks.com/juice. When you go there, you get 4 free chicken breasts and 4 free delicious pork chops, boneless chops right into your cart. It's free right away for using that very special URL, www.omahasteaks.com/juice. Minimum purchase may be required for that to activate, but go check out omahasteaks.com and all the great packages they got available right now. And when you use that code, that URL, omahasteaks.com/juice, you get all that free food. Okay, 1 and 2 last night for us on the podcast. Southern Miss wins outright. We lose on the other bets. I went 1 and 3. Vanderbilt got killed by Auburn. They smoked them. DePaul got annihilated. Creighton got annihilated. Like, it was a good, I like losing bets like that just because it's like, you're not sweating anything. It's like, oh, okay, that bet's dead. Jays couldn't buy a bucket from the outside. I mean, they were so ice cold. We talked about it last night. It was a make or miss. They're a make or miss team. I thought they'd make it. They didn't. Clingan played. Donovan Clingan played. That pissed me off. I was like, wait. Hold on a second. The kid played. He didn't play a lot, but he played. That was somewhat infuriating to watch that, but good win for UConn. I'd still really dislike UConn, but got that wrong. So here we are. I'm going to make an adjustment to the trend bet, okay? Now, we went 1 and 1 on the trend bet officially last night. Southern Miss got me back a little bit because of the outright money line play. Not a huge money line, but plus money on the money line. Home dog. I'm going to amend it because what I have seen is that when the line is more than 4.5, it's a pretty good loss. Like, if the team at home is catching more than 4.5 points, we haven't seen it. Like, Arkansas was plus 2.5. They won outright. Kansas State was plus 1.5. They won outright. Michigan was plus 2.5. They won outright. So I'm going to try to find games like that. Games that have small dog prices. So again, here's the new trend that I'm going to play. And I got 2 bets for us tonight. Dumpster diving tonight on these games, by the way. But we're going to jump in with teams who lose a conference game on the road, and then in the next game, they are home dogs in conference play. All right? So we're going to jump in on that here. I got 2 plays for literal games. You're going to bet it and forget it, okay? But I'm going to give you an NHL parlay. And I'm going to do 2 NBA player props later on tonight. Now, normally I've been doing that on Fridays, but this is kind of a wonky week. I'm not really in love with what's been going on. I mean, there's not a great college basketball schedule. It's an okay college basketball schedule. There are 5 games to look at here in the NBA, including 2 games on TNT, the Bulls against Toronto and Memphis against Minnesota. OKC plays at Utah, so we'll get into that a little bit. So 2 NBA player props in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. I'll do it Thursday and I'll do it on Friday for us. So I'll give you a couple of NBA player props, and I'll take the other half a unit that we're going to bet, and I'm going to give you a 3-leg NHL parlay that you can come into, and I'm going to kind of stagger it to lead all the way into the nightcap, which is the last game of the night, which is the Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Rangers. So if we hit the first 2, this is a plus 463 parlay. You could fade it on the other side and guarantee yourself money. Guarantee that you're going to win. You can bet the over, and you can guarantee yourself profit. So I'm going to try to that's what I'm going to try to do here for us for a half a unit, okay? So before we get to the picks for today, a reminder about the BettingPros application. You can download it right now. Sync and track your bets. View performance across sports, bet types, and books. Follow other users and tail their bets and see how your betting instincts stack up against others. Download the BettingPros app right now and seamlessly track all your bets, all your sports books linked up in just 1 minute. Go to the Apple Store and download it, or you can get it on the Google Play Store right now for the BettingPros application. And right now, you guys are having an opportunity to get yourself a free trial as well, which, look, some of you guys really enjoy it. Some of you guys enjoy kind of the research and kind of figure out what you can do and how you can do it. So this is one way of you guys taking advantage of this to jump on in with it for the BettingPros app, you're going to go to bettingpros.com/apps. That's with an S. bettingpros.com/apps. And there is a standard BettingPros promo going on right now for a free trial of the premium offerings. It'll give your user a free trial for a few days so they can see what premium is all about by going and downloading from the link bettingpros.com/apps if you want the free trial. If you don't want the free trial, you just want the app, go to the App Store, go to the Google Play Store, and you can download it right now. All right. Get ready for this. You're going to groan and moan and go, what are you making me bet, Matt? UC Davis is at Cal State Fullerton. Number is 2. UC Davis on the year, 5-2 on the road. ATS, Rutrow. Cal State Fullerton is 1-3 at home. ATS, not great. They've lost 3 games in a row, however. Cal State Fullerton's back against the wall. They are at home, and they are 2-point dogs. UC Davis has won 2 games in a row, and they have won, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of 8. They're hot. Or are they due for a cool-off? Why is the number only 2? It's an interesting question to ask and go, well, wait a minute. Matt, why is that number only 2? Shouldn't that number be bigger? Well, these are the games that we've looked at, and when that's happened, when the numbers have been lower, we've gone, hey, a chance to jump on here and potentially get ourselves into a victory, get a W. According to KenPom, this is a 1-point win for UC Davis. We're catching 2. Coin flip. I'm taking the dog. 1.1 units. Again, this might be like a bet it and forget it game, but I'm taking Cal State Fullerton. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time start, so it's a late one for you East Coast folks, but Cal State Fullerton +2. You can take money line. If you want to take along the money line, you can do that, but Cal State Fullerton plus the 2 at home against UC Davis for 1.1 units. Again, we're following the trend that I have adjusted, by the way. 4.5 or lower. That's the new one. There are some games that factor in like some games I haven't really, like Linderwood factors into it. I don't really want to bet that. You can bet North Arizona, but that's 4.5. So I'm not, that's right at the mark. It's a top. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that. But the second bet I'm going to bet is Arkansas Little Rock at Southern Indiana. Yes, you heard me right. Southern Indiana is +3.5. Now, in the last bet, the road team was really good on the road, ATS. Arkansas Little Rock is 1-6 ATS on the road. No good. Now, Southern Indiana, not that much better. They're 2-3 at home, 8-7 on the year ATS. Little Rock is 8-10. But Southern Indiana's lost 2 games in a row. 3 of 4 for Little Rock, by the way. But Indiana's at home, and they are catching 3.5 points. +3.5 for Southern Indiana here. I like Southern Indiana. I like the team at home here. KenPom has this game pretty much, it's a 3-point win for Little Rock. So we have a hook there a little bit on 3.5, but like right on the number. So this is an Ohio Valley Conference game between these two. And look, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this one simply because it's a good test. Southern Miss was the test last night. I said, all right, let's test this out, taking on a small conference team with these numbers. Southern Miss won the game outright, okay? So you had 2 bets we're following here, and these are, again, you bet it and forget it, but it follows the trend. On the road, you lose, conference game, come back home, home dogs in conference play, shorter than 4.5. Number's got to be below 4.5. That's my new hook here. The big numbers aren't cashing. The big numbers, a lot of these are bad teams with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 point spreads. We're not playing those anymore. That's too difficult. But the short numbers, short home dog, I think is a better way of playing it, just what we've seen here. We're taking Cal State Fullerton plus the 2 and Southern Indiana plus 3.5, both for 1.1 units. Now, I want to watch the line for Michigan and Illinois. I want to watch and see how this game's going to be bet. I might add that game. It's possible, all right? I'm not there yet. I'm close, okay? I'm definitely close. I like Illinois -2.5, but I'm really scared to bet road favorites. I'm really, really scared to bet road favorites. especially short number road favorites. KenPom has it as a 5-point win for Illinois. Number's 2.5. Something smells like that's. I'm not in love with it. Number opened up at 2.5. It has stayed at 2.5. It hasn't moved. Again, KenPom is 2.5 points off. Normally, when KenPom is that far off, there normally is some betting movement, normally in the direction where you typically see, you go, all right, this is a team that should wind up winning and covering. 80 to 75. That's what KenPom has this for. But Illinois lost their last game on the road at home against Maryland. 76 to 67. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Lost to Purdue on the road, came home and beat Michigan State at home, lost to Maryland at home, and now they're on the road again here up against Michigan, who just beat Ohio State. We were on Michigan in that game. So it's a home dog, but Michigan, it doesn't fit the trend because Michigan won the game we bet with Ohio State. So be on the Discord channel for 2 reasons. One, this game, if I add it, Illinois laying a short number on the road against Michigan. Probably, but I don't know. Okay, I got to watch the line movement. I got to do some more research on this. Who's in, who's out. Read a bit more. Watch how the line moves. See what direction it's bet late before I get involved. I lean towards Illinois. Okay, that might be a pick. Illinois against Michigan, possibly. Okay. 2 NBA player props also in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. We'll get into that. 2 of them, half a unit being played there. So what am I doing with the other half a unit? All right. Well, I haven't bet hockey in a while, so I thought, let's have some fun here. This is going to be bet at FanDuel. Why? I need the half, okay? No 6s. I need the halves, 6.5 and 5.5, okay? It's not guaranteed it's going to hit, but when I'm parlaying these together, FanDuel gives you some better options. Let's start with the Bruins and the Avalanche, okay? The Bruins, not sure who's starting at home for the Bruins. Not sure who's there yet. It's either going to be Ullmark or Swayman. Ullmark's healthy. Ullmark's back. Boston Bruins, look, they have played to be more of an over team this year. It's a little weird because the Bruins really aren't a team. They're 22 and 21 to the over. That's not really who they are. They want to play defense. They're 10 and 9 to the under at home so far this year overall. Over the last 10 games at home for the Bruins, they've been flat. They're 5 and 5. On the road, Colorado is an over team. So I'm going against a trend here. 7 in the last 10 games for Colorado. They've gone over. But I don't think Georgiev, knowing what this could be a cup preview, okay, these 2 teams could see each other down the road. This is a good measuring stick game for both these teams. At 6.5, I'm going under. Colorado Bruins under 6.5, minus 115. Second leg, the Dallas Stars are at the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, this is, again, one of these games where you might go, wow, really? We're going to jump on this? Dallas with Ottinger's in net, who's expected to be in net, which is great. Jake is great at home. On the road, he's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, okay? But the Dallas Stars are hot. They've won 4 of 5. Philadelphia has been pretty hot, too. I mean, the Flyers have a lot of people's attention in Philly because they think this team is young and really exciting. They've got something brewing. People really have liked what they've seen. They're 24, 14, and 6. They're in second place in the Metro Division, and they've won 4 games in a row. So, I mean, they're hot. So is Dallas. But this is the first game coming back off of a road trip in which they won all 3 games on the road trip, 4-3, 2-0, and 4-2. I think we're going to see a game in which there's probably going to be some decent low-scoring games at 6.5. I'm going under 6.5 for Philadelphia in Dallas. At home this year so far for the Flyers, 7-3 over their last 10 games to the under. And Dallas hasn't been like an overwhelming team on the road to the over. They're not like Vancouver, who's 8-2 to the over on the road. They're basically an auto fire on this. Philadelphia over the last 10 games for the Flyers, they are 5-4-1 to the under. So sorry, I was on the road. Sorry, where's Dallas? No, we're 7-3 to the under. Dallas on the road is over the last 10 games. Dallas has been, where'd they go? Oh, yeah, 6-4. 6-4 to the under. So Under. We're going under 6.5, not 6, under 6.5. And then that leads to the late night game. Rangers and the Golden Knights. Shesterkin hasn't been great. He's been a roller coaster ride. Vegas at home, okay. Kind of an up and down team at home in terms, and also just up and down in terms of how they're scoring. They're 5-5, just straight flat to a total over the last 10 games. And on the road for the Rangers, I mean, the Rangers can score. We know that's what they're capable of doing. Rangers have kind of surprised a lot of people with how offensively strong they've been. 6-3-1 to the over the last 10 games for the New York Rangers. Shesterkin's going to give up at least 2. I think you're probably going to see 2 or 3 given up at least for Vegas. Total's 5.5. We're going to go over 5.5 at -134. Again, most books are at 6, but because FanDuel won't do 6, they won't do whole numbers, either 5.5 or 6, gives us a chance, if we're going to pay some extra juice and parlay it, to kind of drop it down to 5.5 and go over. All right. So if we get the first 2 unders to come in, if they cash, we can bet the under 6 if you want. You find a book and bet under 6 for the Rangers and the Golden Knights and guarantee profit. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. But the bet for the podcast, under 6.5 Bruins Avalanche, under 6.5 Stars Flyers, and over 5.5 Rangers Knights, half a unit at +463 for us. For instance, if your unit size is $100, a $50 bet here wins you $231. It's not bad. Okay, so pretty good return on this with a 3-legger. Which I mean, we're moving the number without moving the number, if you mean, because most books are at 6 for the Avalanche and the Bruins. Most books are at 6 for the Stars and the Flyers, and most books are at 6 for the Rangers and the Knights. We're just playing with it because FanDuel lets us do it, so let's take advantage of that. Okay, +436 parlay for a half a unit. All right, so 2 bets in basketball officially. Cal State Fullerton +2, Southern Indiana +3.5. Maybe coming in on Illinois, maybe. 2 NBA player props to give you guys on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, and a half a unit NHL parlay, under 6.5 Avs Bruins, under 6.5 Stars Flyers, and over 5.5 for the Rangers and the Golden Knights. On a Thursday, let's keep this good week going. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at SportsTalkMatt every single morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.